hello, and welcome, one and all, to Mike S. Miller, the Creative Christian. This is gonna be weird. I'm kind of trying to find footing here and sort of rebranding my channel, recognizing that if I'm gonna do YouTube, I want to have a purpose to it and a consistent purpose. I don't want to, like, I've been sitting here over the years trying to figure out like what to do with my channel, what to do with my 14,000 subscribers, how to reach more people, but be consistent with what it is I want to do. And it's like, what do I have the most fun doing? What do I have, skill set wise? What do I want to spend my time on? That's not going to bore me to tears. And it's going to grow an audience of people who might be interested in what I have to say and do. What's up, Marcher, Dennis, Joe? Welcome, guys. So I thought, you know what? Who am I most fun doing? Obviously arguing with me. See, that's part of the issue. I have a lot of fun arguing. But what I want to actually do is promote creativity, and particularly promote Christians to use their God-given creativity to a better end, right? It is creativity, it is art, it is writing. These are the things that shape culture. I know church shapes culture too, but I'm talking about sort of in the terms of outreach, more or less. How do you shape the culture around you? It's culture is shaped by, for lack of a better term, pop culture, right? And so I don't want to get on here and chase clicks and do all that annoying stuff that bores the hell out of me. Looking for topics for content. Is this the Mike S. Miller School of Art? I mean, it can be. If you guys, that's part of it. It's like, I'm creative Christian. That's because I was outside on my walk, right? I'm doing my exercises to try to rebuild after my stroke. And I'm just thinking about my channel. I'm like, what is it I would want to do that would make me want to sit there every day and like live stream for an hour, 2, 3, whatever, and actually communicate to people what's interesting to me and good for the world. What's good for the world? What is that called? Ikigai? In Japanese culture, there's a thing where it's like, what are you good at? What does the world need? And can you make a living? Or what are you good at? What do you enjoy? What does the world need? And can you make money doing it? And if you can cross all of those, it's like, I think it's called Ikigai. Is that right? I'm not entirely sure if that's Ikigai, something like that. But it's like, where's that medium? What is it that defines me that is also going to make me money and bring value to the world? And it's just like, I'm a Christian creative. That's what I am. That's who I am. That's my, other than the most important thing is being a father, right? I'm a Christian creative, and I want to use, the creative Christian there. And I want to use my skills to change the world for the better. Is that a lofty goal? It's my vision. May I, if I change one life, is it as if I've changed the world? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm gonna focus my creativity and the conversations that I have around those facets of my life. I'm a creative and I'm a Christian. So anything that fits within that circle, that's the topic of this channel now. Good to see you too. Welcome, welcome. One man can make a difference. That's right. Hope you are well. I'm getting there. Does that camera seem a little dirty to you? It's like not like my blacks aren't black. Hold on. Let me see if I can clean my lens here. It doesn't look any better. All right. I don't know what's going on. Getting better. All right. Grand Admiral says, what? You mean you don't want to harass people endlessly and lick urinals? LMAO. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. No to both. I don't know. IKEA. What? This is clickbait. Mike, how are you feeling? I hope the family is doing well. The family's great. Family's fantastic. I am doing better every day. I don't want to not draw. See, the thing is, I've been doing Whatnot, which is streaming, but it's streaming just for the sake of selling stuff to the buyers over there on Whatnot, which I want to do something that's a little more, a little less just selling intensive. It's like it does get a little bit boring. What's up? Hard boiled sounds good. 2 or 3. Oof. My shoulder. Sadly, I think culture is now shaped by social media influencers. Well, then let's be social media influencers, Matt. Look, it doesn't take a million people following you to be a social media influencer. And really, what is that? It's you're just well, for our sake as Christians, we should be influencing people, and if we're using social media to do it, we're influencing them for the better, to have good and righteous lives and live by good and righteous tenets, and encourage people to use their God-given talents, their time, talent, and treasure to further the kingdom. And if that means getting on YouTube and jabbering about whatever, taking questions from the peanut gallery, doodling, teaching people about drawing, teaching people how to use their gifts, or maybe not teaching. Well, I mean, I hate to be a teacher. I don't want to be a teacher. I will impart my wisdom if asked, but teaching has never been my forte. You know how patience is a gift of the Spirit? God didn't give me that one. Yeah, so I know, right? You'd think with 5 kids I would have learned patience by now, but it is what it is. I hate social media. I'm not a huge fan either. Motor skills, coordination, etc. Glory to God, first of all, but if it helps, cross-examination has been a real boost to my walk. Oh, thank you, March Hare. That is fantastic to hear. I really do. Honestly, I need encouragement to keep doing cross-examinations, because sometimes it feels like it's just, more hot air blowing into the wind. I stopped doing it for a while because I was a little burnt out. But it is, yeah, hearing that it's actually helping you, that is a great encouragement to me. Actually, drawing is a great exercise for rehabilitation. Not so much for the walking part. Plot twist. There is no talent, only putting the hours in. Incorrect. Talent is your this is my definition of talent. Talent is the measure of how quickly you are capable of learning a skill. So looking at someone's work, you cannot tell how talented they are. You can only tell how much skill they have. So it might have taken me 30 years to become this skilled. It might have taken me 30 days to get this skilled. If it was 30 days, I'm extraordinarily talented, right? And if it's 30 years, I'm less talented, but you couldn't tell how long it took by just looking at the art. Matt Costin, have you tried Edwin's Hive? My goal is to get to the point to create only and never be on social media again, but for now I need it to make money. I was talking to my friend Ben Herrera today, and that's what kind of drove me to. I don't know if you noticed, I rebranded my channel to Mike S. Miller Art. All my other stuff, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook fan page, it's all Mike S. Miller Art. So I'm just rebranding all that stuff. And something he said today is like he listens to Gary Vee a lot, and Gary Vee says it's like, look, any business. Well, here's the thing. I already know. Any business requires marketing. It is on marketing that your business rises or falls, fails or succeeds. It is all about your marketing. And that sucks to hear and it sucks to say, but it is the truth. Whether it's a restaurant or a comic book or anything, if it's Coca-Cola or anything in between, if you cannot market your business will fail. There's just, or flounder, fail or flounder, which, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So unless you're willing to put the man hours in every day to build your audience, to build your customer base, whatever, your business will fail. And if you're rich, who cares? It doesn't matter, right? Then you don't have a business anyways. You don't care about it. Well, no, that's not right. You can be rich and have a business and want it to succeed. But you're going to need to bite that bullet, like it or not. Gary Vee's hugely successful, and he hates social media, but he's on social media because he understands that without social media in this day and age, because that's marketing in this day and age, he would be a failure. So it's not something you necessarily have to like doing. Shad will provide cross-examinations material. See, and that's what I like about making this the Creative Christian, because I can talk about creative aspects anytime, and I can also talk about Christian aspects. If you want to ask me a question about Christianity, it's in the label, the Creative Christian, right? Christian creative Christian, whatever. It's in the label, so everyone knows what to expect. Marshall says, Nat's been a help as much as some like to come in and push back. They keep coming back. I know, right? Makes me think maybe eventually they'll see the light. That would be great. Yeah, we've got Mormons in there. We've got agnostics, atheists. We got the gamut. And that does feel like it. Well, it makes it more fun because after that show yesterday with Shad, I like we got off and I was like, that was fun. He's like, it's so much more fun when you disagree with somebody, because he just had some really, really bad takes on AI. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. If you watched Night's Watch yesterday and you saw what horrible takes Shad had on AI, in terms of like Val Kilmer being in that new movie, but it's AI Val Kilmer, so it's not actually Val Kilmer, which means you're not actually going to a movie to see Val Kilmer, are you? And he's like, oh, that's fine, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, this is like the worst take you've ever had on anything, and that's saying a lot because Shad has some terrible takes. Love them, terrible takes. I'll have a paid employee to handle the social media. Let me know when you can afford to do that. Joe says the YouTube bubble is already bursting. You can't use it anymore as the sole source of income like 10 years ago. Right. No, but you can use it to build an audience from which, if they're interested in your work, they can support you, right? Dr. White Design says, I used to like Shad, but then he went crazy over AI generated junk. You know, it's funny, it's like, usually I'm on board with Shad on the AI stuff. Usually. But I think he's become so, I don't know if the word is belligerent. He's become so defensive of it, he can't see like any problems of anything using AI. And it's like, bro, you have to be a little more reasonable. Maybe. I don't know. Just that whole argument yesterday was crazy. You want to hear some great talks on AI? Listen to Justine Bateman. Yes, Jason Bateman. I know who Justine Bateman is. I used to watch. Oh gosh, what was that show she was in with Michael J. Fox? Family Ties. I used to watch Family Ties back when Justine Bateman was a bigger star than Jason Bateman. And then she refused to get plastic surgery. And so because she refused to get plastic surgery, she was drummed out of the business, basically. She refused to be a fakey. She's all over this stuff. I'm not against AI, and I'm firmly of the belief that you can't fight against the tide. And I will use it when I have use for it as a tool, not as something to replace me. You know, I have used it. I've used it for background designs on my comic book that I'm working on. So, whatever. I'm not an anti-AI advocate. I think it's just it's really just fighting against the current, man. It's not fighting against the current. It's literally fighting against the tide with a bucket. It's like, bruh, you're never gonna stop the tide from coming in with your bucket. So, Christian Nut, welcome. Sup? What did I miss? The AI actor of deceased actors seems a little ghoulish. And it's been a little ghoulish this entire time. He was saying, oh, nobody complained about us. I'm like, bro, people complained all over the place with, like, what's his name? Paul, freaking Fast and Furious guy. Remember when they put him in the movie? People complained. It's like, that's kind of gnarly. Now, I'm not 100% against it. I thought, like, Egon in that new Ghostbusters, I thought that was tasteful, a tasteful use of, CG generated Egon. He didn't speak. I think his family appreciated it. Excuse me. But, a cameo or something, it's like if in the next Karate Kid, Daniel did something really cool and he had like a vision of Mr. Miyagi, like giving him the thumbs up or something. That's one thing, but you cannot say that Val Kilmer is going to be the actor in this movie when Val Kilmer is dead. And Val Kilmer's, I think this is the thing. Val Kilmer's art is his acting, right? His craft is his acting, his responding to other actors, his emotion, his telling of the tale. It's, if you have another actor doing that, that is not Val Kilmer. That is someone wearing a Val Kilmer mask. This is Scooby-Doo time. It's somebody wearing a skin suit, as I said on the show. And that to me is not, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't, it's not the art. It's not the artist. And to me, that's what it is. It's not moral. It's not an ethical issue. It's an artistic integrity issue. You're not Val Kilmer. I hate to break it to you. Whoever the actor is that are going to have standing there playing Val Kilmer role and then AI putting that Val Kilmer mask on him, to me, that is not stinking. No, I don't see the artistic integrity in that. Again, I think it's different if it's just a little cameo or if it's a little, whatever, or even if it's not the actor. I mean, it makes a good case with like Darth Vader, but it's like Darth Vader is not what was his name? James Earl Jones? Darth Vader is not James Earl Jones. That's his voice. But Darth Vader is his own character, right? He's like a fictional character. But if you're going to, I don't know, I got to think about this because he was making the case about Rocky. But it would be better just to cast a new Rocky. All right, that's my goal, Mike, to be able to afford to pay. All right. I heard that they doxed Banksy, the street artist. I refused to read the articles mentioning his name. Oh, did they really? Shad should stick to castles. Hi, Mike. Hey, Tree Goblin. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Family fight. When my social media responses become non-argumentative, it's not. Yeah, just don't be like EVS and burning every bridge in existence. Yeah, that's no bueno. I'm happy with all my comic skate bridges being burned, but I don't want to burn everybody's bridge. It's almost like he's jealous of his brother's talents. His brother Jazza recently came out against AI and spoke out against Shad without naming names. I'm not gonna get on here and bash Shad about his tete-a-tete with his brother. His family dynamic is his family dynamic. That's none of my business. How do you guys think so far? So far, I am gonna end up putting this up on Whatnot and live streaming it. When I get a little further along, you guys get this part of it though. It's Ben. Hi, Mike. Kind of newcomer, but sorry if this is an often question. But what are some good practice and newcomers paintings tools to try sketching or painting? How new are you to drawing? I gotta start. I gotta have a starting point here. I think people deceive themselves about AI on both sides of the issue. I'm not deceived about it at all. I recognize what's coming. Look, man, it's just the technology of my craft. Over the last, since the Industrial Revolution, probably before that even, technology. By the way, I love your symbol, your Christian symbol. Most people don't realize that's the symbol that Constantine, his logo right here down at the bottom, right? That's a symbol that Constantine was shown by God to take over the or to win that battle. Yeah, Paul Walker. Thank you, Grand Admiral. Technology has come for one trade after the other. Smithing, right, became industrialized. Printing became, oh yeah, so before the Industrial Revolution, printing. So it went from writing, oh god, you're gonna put all of the scribes out of work with your printing press. Well, yeah, cotton gin. Technology comes for everybody eventually, and it's like artists thought we are in some safe space because art's hard. Not everybody can do it. It takes years, if not decades, of training to become a proficient artist, and then all of a sudden, you can just type what you want into a keyboard, and it'll create an image. Yeah, technology comes for us all. AI can't draw on this paper and make an original piece of art that somebody can buy. So you're just gonna have to shift gears and recognize that there are going to be people who don't give a good golly gee about whether or not they're buying a comic book that's made with AI or not. That's the sad reality. You're going to have people right now buying and reading AI books off of Amazon. Mostly AI, guided by an author who only does about 5% of the total work, and the AI does the rest. And look, more people will go see what's his name? Michael Bay. More people will go see a Michael Bay big action freaking crap movie than they will go see a Coen Brothers masterpiece. That's people, man. I don't want to say people suck, but people are not very discerning. And so, will the vast audience really not give two craps about what's AI and what's not? Yes. Will there be the holdouts that will say, "Oh, I'm never going to go watch an AI movie"? Yeah, they say it. It won't last. People used to say, "Oh, I'll never read a comic book that's digitally, colored or drawn or whatever." Yeah, it doesn't last either. they'll complain now, but eventually, son, you just can't stop technology. Sorry, I'm very realistic about it, and I don't know how long it'll take, but it's gonna get there, and jobs will be lost. And honestly, there is just not any point in arguing and complaining about it because you're not going to stop it. AI Val Kilmer seems a little worse than when they brought back Peter Cushing and young Carrie Fisher for Rogue One. Oh, I wish they had used Carrie Fisher. The CG in that scene was horrible. Horrible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Val Kilmer is playing a priest in a new movie. Right. But he's not. It'll be another actor wearing a Val Kilmer skin suit. That's the thing. It's not him. Yeah, the Egon thing was pretty good. It was fitting goodbye and honoring his legacy. Right. Kirby. Oh, they're resurrecting the dead now with fakes. Darth Vader has no personality. Anyone can play him. Right. And it's just a voice. It's just a voice. Someone could get on there and do a James Earl Jones voice. You know. Did you already see the Beggar's Canyon AI film? It's the best AI Star Wars by far. No, I have not seen that. What you working on, Mike? Oh, it's just a sketch cover. I'm gonna put on Whatnot later. I just thought I'd get on here. I'm gonna spend some time encouraging Christian creatives. That's going to be the purpose of my channel from now on. Encouraging Christian creatives to be creative and create stuff that'll be our part of the culture war, because there are creative Christians out there. Creativity does not belong to the leftists, right? Anyone can be creative. It's kind of curious why so many creatives end up being leftists. Maybe because they are so good at not living in reality. Okay. Here is one way to do it. Alex Van Halen is having Steve Lukather finish Eddie Van Halen's songs, not AI, which he was going to do at first. This is a better decision than AI. Yeah, I think it's better to have a actual person do it. Yeah. Half of the anti-AI crowd is concerned about the humanity in the arts. The other knows they produce crap and AI is already on their level. It's true. You could produce a better AI script than 90% of the stuff that gets produced now. Isn't that sad? But that's how bad it's always been. In the beginning of Story, which is the screenwriting book by Robert McGee, in the beginning of that book, he says, this book would not have been necessary in the 1940s and 50s, because in the 1940s and 50s, everyone who came to Hollywood knew how to write. And the reason so much garbage comes out of Hollywood today is because nobody knows how to write. Literally, the stuff that gets produced, literally and sadly, are the best scripts that they have. And he knows this because he was a reader for one of the studios. A reader is someone who, obviously the editors aren't going to go and read every script that gets submitted to a production company or a studio. So they have readers to go through the scripts and then if it's a good script, it gets bumped up to a producer. And McGee was a reader, and he's like, literally, like, so much just garbage comes into Hollywood that the crap that gets produced is actually the cream of the crop, which says a lot about how many freaking crappy writers there are. Done it, or as they'd say in England, in it. Right. Does Shad have multiple moms or multiple wives? No. They got what do you call it? I think they got shamed or something out of doing that, so that only the hardcore culty Mormons stick to the beliefs or the teachings of Joseph Smith as far as polygamy goes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, funny, isn't it? I mean, it was their thing. Well, that's the thing. They have what do you call them? Quote unquote prophets, and I will quote unquote that so they can change what their revelation is. Oh yeah, Joseph Smith's revelation. Polygamy. I got caught cheating on my wife, so polygamy, everyone. And then suddenly, for whatever reason, wait a minute, we probably shouldn't be doing this. Oopsie. Probably not. Don't get me wrong, I like the arguments. Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, the fighting with Shad was so much fun. I think I'll do it again. If he does Shad Wild. What? The Chi Rho. Oh, the Cairo. The first Greek letters of Christ's name, right? Portrait artists thought that photography was going to put them out of business, right? Right? The problem with anything that is created is there's going to be those who use it for bad purpose. Yeah, that's true. Whatnot is full of AI art prints being sold. Are you really? I have not surfed it. I can't stand what Michael Bay did to Transformers, and now it looks like Kirkman might have finished it off. Did you see how well so Kirkman took Transformers. Is his belt red? Is Cyclops' belt red? You know, I'll just draw it brown and figure it out later. Dude, I think they made like $4.7 million on Kickstarter reprinting the old Transformer stuff. It's hilarious that IDW didn't just do that when they had the license. They probably wouldn't have lost the license. And they have a G.I. Joe one right now. They did a G.I. Joe compendium. I think it did about $4 million, but too. And now they're doing a second G.I. Joe compendium, and it's at like 1.9. It's like $2 million or something like that right now. Crowdfunding is not dead, guys. Comicsgate might be on its last legs, but crowdfunding itself is not dead. And speaking of which, prepare for Afar. Afar is coming soon. Afar is coming soon. I will have news on that fairly soon about what platform I'll be launching this on. But Afar, the Adora Bible. This is also why you should be doing Christian creative stuff. Afar is the Bible or it's the gospel, Jesus' story told without words in a Calvin and Hobbes style cartoonish thing. So keep your eyes out for that. That is coming soon. Ha ha ha! That's a terrible Jones voice. Hey, I can't really do voices. My vocal cords are half stroked out, so it's like I can't even sing very long. I'm trying to make you feel bad, Kirby, that you brought it up. I can't even sing very long in church because it's like my throat starts hurting because my vocal cords have not healed from my stroke. So thanks a lot, jerk. Conformity drives people to the left. Insanity drives people to the left. I've been curious about that myself. Why artists tend to lean left. It's something to do with creativity and not living in the real world, I think. Truly think AI has been around longer than they say. The only certain writer creators had access to it. Like, I remember watching things in the past with high skepticism. Well, there's been garbage writing for decades, dude. If Dennis O'Neill were alive, he would be going off on all this AI writing. Dark Admiral says, if I didn't believe in God, I'd be tempted to start a cult just to see what goofy stuff I could get people to buy into, right? Sky's limit. Okay. Yep, another 4 volumes, says Maromai. Maromai? May Romy. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yes, all right. How about the Transformers Compendium? The G.I. Joe one just launched today. It just launched today, and it's already over $1 million. Is it like about 2 million now? I was going to ask about Afar. I don't back anything anymore, but I will back this. Yes. I mean, at long last, Afar will be coming out. And there's going to be a donation channel whereby, and by the way, you can anyone will be able to, like, if you talk to your pastor at your church and you're like, hey, do you think we could accept donations so we can hand these out as part of a ministry? You'll be able to have your church reach out to be a donation point, so that if you want to get friends and family to donate books to your church, and it'll be a donation version. So there'll be like a coffee table version that, like, if you want to keep for yourself and like have it on your coffee table, have it be a heirloom type of thing, you'll have that for yourself. But there will be also these very, I don't want to say cheap, but inexpensive versions. Like, you know how you hand out copies of different books at church? We'll have that kind, and you'll be able to set up your church or your charity. It has to be a 501c3 to accept donated copies so that they could use them either in children's ministry or in missionary work or whatever. You'll be able to do that too. So it's always been my vision. That's what we're doing. So no more lying to myself and hoping people do the right thing. I just carry on and plan accordingly. All right. Afar is geared towards kids, right? It is, but it's also all ages. So anyone of any age and any language, it's really, the target market is Earth. You can't use the stroke as a shield, Mike. You draw with your toes. I can't draw with my left foot, though, because of my stroke. Shield. Stroke shield. Why do they lean left? Well, most artists are right-handed. All right. Man, Mike, you got something, though. You can use the stroke excuse to get out of anything. Yes, that's right. Stroke shield. The current creatives in Hollywood have artificial intelligence, as in their intelligence is not real. Yeah, and they have brainwash intelligence. All right. They're all like mind. They're all hive mind. It's really embarrassing. I was even embarrassed by our good and beloved oh dang it, what's his name? Denzel Washington the other day. He was coming out and saying how he didn't want to talk politics. He just wanted to talk about the Bible, but he couldn't help slipping in a comment about not holding the Bible upside down, which was a clear veiled attack on Trump. It's like, look, man, Trump has never come out and said he's a Christian, so don't be freaking judging him, right? All right, just erasing one at a time here to kind of clean it up. Whoa, cross examinations, the live draw edition. Cool. Hey, Mike. No, this is not cross examinations. This is Christian, the creative Christian. So I'm going to just do everything that is me on this channel, and I have an excuse to talk about Jesus if I want to, talk about creativity if I want to, talk about all that stuff in those terms, because that's who I am. That's if you want to sum Mike Miller up in 2 words, I'm a creative Christian. Not that hard. Me and the girls doing home study at the moment. They learning conjunctions, and it's got them using aren't. And I'm like, damn it, don't use that in conversations. What the heck? Don't use aren't in conversation? What? Use of books is not that hard. Huh? Let's go to the at title. Oh yeah, look at that. Yes, this is not cross-examinations. However, feel free to cross-examine me. All right, this is yellow. Hello, yellow. I think I need Also, my voice does get tired much faster than it used to. I think that's probably also a stroke thing. So I doubt I'll be able to do this long. See, that is the advantage of doing Whatnot, is that I can just turn on a book and listen to a book on an audio book. I was going to say book on tape. I'm that old. I used to listen to books on tape. Ahoy! Ahoy, Grand Admiral. How long should I go, do you think? Anyways, this is my process when I'm doing these full cover pieces, is I use my color mic multi-liners to try and base, I don't know how you say it, base ink my lines, like just to get the outline, sort of the Joshua Middleton outlining, so that I can go in with colors. And then after I go in with my colors, I go in with my brush and do solid full inks. My brush and quill, actually. So it's a kind of a different process from anything I've done prior to me starting these sketch covers that I've been doing. Oh, okay, holy man. Please don't call me that. Let me tell you, I recently saw online Japanese protests about foreigners ruining their country. And there was a white Christian telling them they will all go to hell if they don't convert. So the Japanese were protesting foreigners ruining their country. And there was a European Christian fellow saying they'll go to hell if they don't convert. Well, I'm not personally one for street preaching, but if someone feels called to street preach, if they're actually reaching people, that's good for them. I don't personally do it, and I don't think I personally. I mean, I never would just say that. I would be more reaching out with love than the hell message. But like it or not, the hell message is true. It's kind of a rough way to start a relationship, though. Although, that was John the Baptist method. That was a John the Baptist method, right? One of the Japanese men told him he is also part of the problem. You catch more flies with honey. That's right. That is correct. You catch more flies with honey. You catch more flies with a relationship. All right. You want to love somebody into the kingdom. You don't want to, although maybe some people require a little fear. I don't know. I've never asked one of those street preachers what their results are. Right. Now you can have a guy like Cliff Connectley. He just goes out there to debate. That's different. If you're out there asking people, to debate, I'm down with that. Totally down with that. But I think it's better to have a sign. If you're gonna hold up a sign in one of those situations, it's better to have a sign that says Jesus loves you and died for your sins than it is to say, "Hey, you're going to hell." Mm-mm-mm. But I'm not gonna judge. Maybe somebody out there just needs to be told they're going to hell in order to wake them up. I don't know. You're asking questions about my pay grade. What if God told him to do it? The white guy's right, but so is the Japanese guy. Well, the problem with Japan is they kicked out all the Christians in the 16th century, and Christianity was making a pretty big foothold before they kicked them all out. I'm not having anything to eat today. I better figure some. Oh yeah, my son's making some hard-boiled eggs. I forgot. Hard-boiled eggs. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to encourage everybody to use their God-given gifts to further the kingdom, to change the culture. Because who's got the best stories? The greatest story in the world is that of our Savior. Were they really Christians, though? I think they had some kind of their own version. Who? I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't know what their theology is. That was one funny thing about that Shad's video on the Trinity. He's making the straw man that we somehow were trying to argue that you had to believe in the Trinity in order to be saved. I was like, I don't think anybody actually says that. Not that I know of. Does anybody? Do you guys know of anyone who says you have to believe in the Trinity to be saved? But it's kind of important to know the truth about what Scripture teaches, right? Although I'm sure there are people who have killed each other over whether the Trinity is true or not. The first anime I remember watching was Superbook. It was about a boy, a girl, and a toy robot that every episode got dropped into a Bible story. Oh, that's cool. They should come to Christ on their own. It's a journey, not because some a-hole who ran away from his own Muslim-infested country to tell pacifist Japanese they're going to hell if they're not like him. It's not about being like him. Why didn't he stay in England and preach to the heathens there? Bro, the Japanese need the gospel too. What are you doing? Why aren't you out there preaching the gospel in Japan? Huh? That's your job, dude. Get out there. Get a sign that says Jesus loves you. And then put Buddha is in hell. I don't preach the gospel. Great commission, dude. Great commission. It's your job as a Christian. Don't preach at all. You preach to your kids? Hail, Henry! And that foot's not going to be seen. If they come to know me and ask how I am the person I am, I'll tell them. Well, that's preaching. You tell them the good news. Literally preaching. Literally preaching the gospel. Dude, what's up, awesome one? Good to see you up and about. Thank you. Good to be up and about, although I'm just sitting on my chair. I was just sitting on my chair. Shoot my church at a missionary to Africa. Visit us this past Sunday. He's been taking Bibles to South Sudan lately. But I don't run around with a giant cross. Well, you should get a button that in Japanese says, "Get to heaven free, ask me how." And then the people will be curious and it will invite them to ask you. Isn't that a good idea? Or you could buy yourself some preaching or some copies of Afar and give them out. What's up, awesome one? What are you doing? Well, you say dude. We dudes. We dudes for show. He is risen indeed. Bum, 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 bum. Have you been here before? I just refocusing on my channel. I'm rededicating my channel. It used to be called Blacklist Universe. Leave the Japan to the Japanese. If they want Christ, they'll come. You know who they won't come if some white a-hole gets up in their face and tells them they're going to hell with no explanation. I don't know, bro. My freaking cousin Akemi just passed away. Gosh, what's that been? 3-4 weeks ago. And I don't know where her faith was. I really wish I had been able to talk to her about it more or at all. I don't think let them eat Buddha is the right attitude to have, brother. No, a CG mod on small channels. I remember you, an artist. Oh, okay, I see. Here's a thought I had today. I've heard people talking about a new world order if Trump gets his way, and that the right saying he only has 3 years left. Then who's POTUS next? And with Chuck Norris dead, the Antichrist is trying. The Chuck Norris has been holding the Antichrist back all this time. I'm sure that's correct. Good old Chuck. Good old Chuck Norris. I wish Christians had a better reach in Japan. Christ is not just for Africa and China, and you know there's a bigger Christian church in China than there is in America. There's more Christians in China than there are in America. Chuck Norris is having a great time now. Oh yeah, he's roundhouse kicking with Jesus. Everyone gets their chance, Mike. Everyone gets to know him. I think it says, and when that time comes, they will know him. It also says to go and make disciples of all the world, bro. You're like hiding from that part. You cannot make disciples of all the world by hiding your lamp under a bushel. So Mr. You're all going to hell if you don't repent is doing more for the kingdom than you are, Kirby. Hate to tell you. I missed the time back in the 80s when we thought canon movies were A movies. Canon. Jesus could slam a revolving door. I'm not hiding by being a good person. I'll get the ones that truly want it. I make disciples by making YouTube videos, hopefully. Right. I think I'll probably do a little more by being a youth leader at church. But as far as outreach, I mean, those kids are already Christians, so I might be helping. But as far as outreach goes, yeah, YouTube's going to be the place. I'm not really doing missions trips to Japan, although that sounds fun. Well, let him have the keys to the kingdom. I'll not be like Mr. You're going to hell. Well, you don't have to be like Mr. You're going to hell. But you can't just be like Mr. I'm not going to tell you about Jesus unless you ask me. You know? Does your faith not play into your conversations? I mean, the Bible's pretty clear that we're supposed to be sharing our faith with people. That's not a if. It's a very clear teaching. Not saying I'm perfect at it. The Archangel Michael is out of a job. God replaced him with Chuck Norris. I wanted to be our church's youth leader, but they picked other people. Well, I'm not the youth leader. I'm one of the volunteers. So like I'm the senior. I'm one of the senior class leaders because my son's a senior, so I followed him up from the junior high ministry. And so his little gaggle of friends have been my little church buddies for 7 years now. And I was in high school leadership for 3 years before that. This is like 11 years, 3 or 4 years. Gosh dang. This is like my 11th year in high school and junior high ministry, in youth ministry. My hand feels clammy. I've got clammy hand. Which is why I'm trying not to touch the page because I don't want to get it wet. With clammy fingers. I meant Canon films. Oh, I remember Canon films. I don't remember which ones they were, though. There's a thing in the black community, a tribalism. You black, then you jump in for blacks. I won't participate in a Christian version of this. Huh? I'm the cameraman and YouTube channel admin for my church. Oh, nice. I used to volunteer for the younger kids when I wanted to help out the teens. Nope. Oh, really? Send his black ass back to the UK, and here, take these Muslims with you too. Well, you don't want... All right, I'm done trying to convince you, Kirby. All right, let's see. Next year. All right, is this You know what? I'm gonna have to go eat. I want to wrap this stream up. Come back later and go on Whatnot. But that's the Creative Christian. Hopefully we've had some good conversation. Hopefully I've encouraged you guys a little bit to get out there and use your time and your talent, your treasure for the kingdom. As David Woods said, what greater opportunity do we have in the world? The world has come to us. Get some rest. Thanks, Henry. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Yeah, do feel free to join me on Whatnot later. Just go to whatnot.com and look me up, Mike S. Miller Art.